Sup, Devils? J-Dog back to answer more goddamn questions. First one in line is a fucking paid ski that came in through, I think last night actually. Adam Benson, also known as Layla Lover. He's back. Paid question. Says, sup, King Devil? Long time no paid ski. Saving up for my best bud's wedding next year. And of course, Dead by Dog. Dead by Dog. Goddamn fucking June 21st, homeboys. Youngstown, Ohio. West Side Bowl. On a Saturday. You got no goddamn excuses. Tickets in the description box, homie. Get them or be dead, goddammit. Plus, whatever awesome as hell shit that the Bucks come up with for a show the day before. Mandatory for all the Devils of the 10. Yeah, I guess I may as well just shout that out now because it is a definite. I just can't announce. I mean, 3 of the bands are fine, but one of the bands I can't announce because one of their tours that are going on around the time, whatever they got announced. I think we could announce it around March or so. But nonetheless, in the meantime, you guys can plan for this. So any of you out-of-towners that are coming to Dead by Dog, goddammit, the Bucks, Jeremy and Lisa Buck, he's been brewing up a storm as far as putting on a pre-show. So Friday, June 20th, the day before, there's going to be a show at No Class in Cleveland. So if you're flying in, to give you an idea, so if you fly into Cleveland Airport, it's No Class is like, I don't know, 10, 15-minute drive max, I'd imagine. It's close there. West Side Bowl is about a 60-minute drive, 55, 60 minutes from the airport. So wherever you're going to want to stay. But if you're doing nothing on that Friday, let's say you're getting here Thursday or Friday morning, I'd highly recommend going to the goddamn Bucks show. DAWG will be there, of course. 95. I mean, I want to go. It's all bands I like. It'll be a cool hangout. Like I said, I don't want to say anything about bands because one of them can't announce yet. It's one I talk about quite a bit on this goddamn channel. Everybody's confirmed, so it's 4 bands total. I think he's putting it on as a free show too. If it's not, he's putting it on cheap, $10, $15. That's what I told him I would do. I was like, your show, you do what you want. Because he asked me if he could put it on. Because the Bucks, they're from California, Fresno, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. They came out to Lindsay's birthday party show that I put on, which was at No Class. And they apparently had a good time. And they apparently liked the club. And he asked me if he could put on a pre-show. I'm like, you can do what you want, man. I mean, it's not... I have no room to say no. The club is free to rent. Not free, you got to pay, but you know what I mean? You're a free man. You can do whatever you do. I'm not a cop and you're not in jail. So I was like, yeah, if you want to, I'll shout out on my channel. It's a good idea. I'm definitely planning on going. The only way I wouldn't be there is if, again, whatever the attic reservations is going to be. I can only see if, depends what day they get in. I'm not having them come in on Saturday. That's a dummy move. They're getting here either on Friday or Thursday. I have a feeling... Well, we'll see, Thursday or Friday. So let's say they do get here Friday, and I need to pick them up from the airport or whatever, or accommodate for that, or help pick them up from the airport. And it's they say they land at 8 p.m. or whatever from the Cleveland airport. Well, I guess I'll be doing that. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I'd be kind of holding that up if I'm not there. But I do plan on going. I want to go. All 4 bands are, like I said, I like. But so there is definitely, it's 100% definite. He's already rented the club, and all the bands are confirmed. Friday night, the night before. So all you out-of-towners, if you were planning on coming in that Friday morning or whatever, it's going to be even a better fucking a week for you. Get to see the goddamn town that DAWG kind of works around. You know, No Class, that's a club I'm at very, very often. A lot of the interviews you saw that I shot in the basement, like Waddy from The Exploited was at that club. The Lord Humongous, now that's up, that you just seen that. That was that club. The Ross, Sewage, and Matt Harvey. The first one I did with no microphones, that was shot above the club in the upstairs. The second one I shot when Ross was in the coffin, that was in the basement of that club. The Mike Hamilton was in there. I've done a ton, so that's kind of like the DAWG stomping ground in case you happen to give a fuck. And then driving from there to West Side Bowl, kind of see where, if you give a shit at all, kind of like what I go through, my driving experiences around here, where I don't want to say grow up, but you know what I mean? How I interact as far as shows go and shit. So that is definite. So you can mark that if you're planning on coming out of here for 2 days, if you want to see 2 shows. 21st mine on a Saturday, and the pre-show on the 20th. Anyway, I wanted to send out a huge shout out to Iron Pegasus Records for recently pressing, I assume they pressed it, some Sadistic Intent awesomeness. You referring to the CDs and the Resurrection of the Ancient Black Earth? Yeah, I mean, but that's shit. He's pressed that. You know what's funny is that's been pressed many times. The Resurrection of the Ancient Black Earth, where it's the Resurrection EP and Ancient Black Earth both on there. The original, that came out in, don't quote me, 2001, something early. And the first 100 are on picture disc. DAWG owns it, of course. And there's a color vinyl, I think it's a silver, 100 copies on that. DAWG owns it, of course. Those were some eBayers a little bit later. They're probably around 2008 or so is when I got them. Those were hard to fucking get. I own the originals. And then the reissues are on gatefolds, because I don't think the originals are on gatefold covers, because even the pictures come without covers. But yeah, we've had those a few times now, though. We got them restocked. They sell out every single time. As a matter of fact, the Sadistic Intent CD, we pulled the last one today. We always get like 20 or 50 at a time, and it's cool to see that people buy real goddamn metal. Because anyone dude, as far as I'm concerned, dude, if you claim to be in death metal, you own either a CD or LP of that. Sadistic Intent, Resurrection of the Ancient Black Earth. You're not into death metal if you don't own that, as far as I'm concerned. If you collect physical format, and if you don't, I already somewhat consider you a goddamn poser. Exceptions to the rules, of course, because there might be some exceptions. 16 years old is definitely not a goddamn exception. A 50-year-old guy who's raising 3 goddamn kids, and wife's yelling at him and shit. He's got 30 years under his goddamn bullet belts. That's an exception. But I'm saying there's a few of them. But yeah, if you're collecting shit, dude, and you claim to be in death metal, or another exception would be is you just got into this, you're 3 months in, okay, you haven't gotten around to it yet. I get that. But dude, that's a definite in your collection. Resurrection of the Ancient Black Earth. It's got both on there, the Resurrection EP and the Ancient Black Earth EP. That's mandatory fucking death metal. There's zero dude. That's already litmus test right there. If you've been in this fucking music scene for 5 years or more, and you've been ordering from Hell's Headbangers, been in the scene for 5 years or more and you don't know who Hell's Headbangers is, I question how much metal you're actually buying. Not to toot our own horn or pat ourselves on the back, but the world's goddamn largest distro in the entire world. If you are buying this shit, you would have found out about it even on accidents. You've been in this 5 years, and I go look at that goddamn collection of yours. I go on the CD or LP or both, if you're into both, but one or the other if you're on the one or the other. And I see the goddamn Wimp Wounds, and I see the fucking Boar Soul, and I see the Twinky Mold, and I see no Sadistic Intent. Fucking goddamn out of the loop motherfucking poser. That's what I goddamn assume. Just following Instagirl. What's cool on that? On there. As far as I'm concerned, Hell's Unholy Fire, that's a goddamn definite in the collection too. Otherwise, automatic fucking screams fucking poser. Just saying. Facts are not a goddamn tax. And if you don't have it, that's not in the collection. You got wimpy ass fucking baggy pants, push-ups in the pit, fucking Frozen Soul, and you don't have Hell's Unholy Fire. That's on you, dude. Not my fault you're a goddamn poser. Dog told you. Get on this channel and get informed, homie, if you want to know about the real shit. Fuck, leave over this goddamn essay. Huge shout out to Iron Pegasus Records for pressing the Sadistic Intent's awesomeness. I appreciate how hard their music is to find. No hate on the Cortez brothers, but they must hate making money, because goddamn, they could make a lot more money if they actually made their tunes available on wax and CD. Dude, that's been an ongoing conversation, no joke. Not even exaggerating, 20 years. So yeah, join the goddamn club. We know. I told them. I point blank told them. Yeah, man, we know. I mean, they're just super laid back, cool guys. Maybe they don't care, man. Maybe they're just like, in all honesty, but let's cut the shit too, dude. Supply and demand, that's because the supply is low too. So if the supply goes way up, the demand will go down. Make no mistake about that. So that's part of the reason it does fly out the door and shit like that, is because it's undersupplied for the goddamn demand. I kind of like it how they have no album at this point and shit, and it's only EPs and demos, and it's kind of cool, dude. It's the only goddamn band that's been around well over goddamn 30 years. It's got to be the only band in existence to ever do that. Thankfully, I was able to pick up Resurrection on red/black marble vinyl and picture disc, and Ancient Black Earth again on red/black marble vinyl, and the Reawakening Horde Thoughts. See, that was like their newer LP that came out. So we've had that a few times, but when it first came out, I don't know, 3 years ago now or so. Something like that. Yeah. Reawakening Thor thoughts me. Resurrection also comes with a bonus B-side material too. Again, thanks to Costa at Iron Pegasus. Cheers, Adam B. That would be goddamn Iron Pegasus, brah. We've traded with Iron Pegasus for years. He's kind of like very similar fan base, obviously, to Hell's Headbangers. Like, again, I've never met him, but I'm gonna assume I'm guaranteed he disagrees with a lot of shit I say. If I say it like I don't picture him to be a Cannibal Corpse or Deicide fan. I could be wrong, but he knows that true metal, dude, is fucking Sadistic Intent. It's Nunslaughter. It's Sabbats. It's Deceased. It's Denial of God. The band. What the fuck did I tell you, dude? The bands I fucking say. Go and ask him. Never met the guy. I don't even know what the motherfucker looks like. Go and ask him. Go and ask him if I'm right about that, dude. A real metalist. You are not into metal, or at least the metal I affiliate myself with, this scene. If you have no idea who Sabbat from Japan is, you have no idea who Nunslaughter is, Sadistic Intent, Denial of God, Deceased, the ones I've mentioned, the litmus test once. Remember the one channel I ripped on, don't know who Sadistic Intent? I guarantee if he saw that video, not that he's watching my shit, he'd be like, yeah, but why does a guy have a YouTube channel who's in his 50s recommending metal and claiming to be in underground music, and he's never even heard of Sadistic Intent? He would be like, yeah, DAWG's right. That's asinine. That's poser shit. He likes, at best, he can't call him a poser metalist. He might be into metal because he likes Death, Leprosy, or whatever, and Megadeth, and Metallica, and Slayer. You are into real metal, but you're into mainstream metal. You're not in underground metal, because the ones I mentioned, that represents true underground metal. Not Wigger Slam, not goddamn trendy fucking TikTok fucking girl shit. Not this newbie, just what's cool, what's the flavor of the month bullshit. No, real goddamn metal. He would know. 100% he would know. Again, don't even need to meet him to know that he would know. Go ask him. See what he fucking says. May not be word for word what I said, but it'd probably be something similar along the lines. But yeah, I've always known that. Like, who doesn't know that? Chase for P question. Sup, dog? What would you say are the top 5 album must-haves in a vinyl collection? I mean, that's going to be kind of depend on your goddamn taste, I guess. If you're more of a death head, a black head, classic heavy metal, but if you're just a true metalhead overall, in my opinion, you have similar tastes as me. I guess some of the more legendary old albums that would be harder to find. At least not a complete fucking fucked up copy too. Original Possessed 7 Churches with the embossed cover. Dog owns it, of course. That's pretty cool, and that's just a historical thing to own. Bathory Yellow Goat. That's pretty historical and limited, and I don't own the original of that, by the way. I own a bootleg version of it, and then a repress official with the white goat. Merciful Fate, Nuns Have No Fun, with the white border. I think it was there's white border, black border, and I think the very first pressing, the first 500, they had a white border and they didn't like how it looked, so they repressed it. So it's kind of cool. White border around the cover. Say that. Morbid Angel, Abominations of Desolation, the first vinyl that was pressed, which to my understanding was a bootleg version. I don't own an original of it. I own a replica bootleg of it. We actually got a restock of a different pressing of it not that long ago, a month or two ago, and they sold out immediately. I bet your ass I picked one of those up. There's also a replica picture disc of it that came out, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, whatever. I picked that up as well. But the original, I'm pretty sure, was always a bootleg. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. It was called Satanic Records, a Japanese label. I'm not sure what year it came out. And it had the real artwork with actual Morbid Angel, the rape over the altar scene. The black and white, killer as fuck, looks death metal and satanic as fuck, the way it should be. Because, dude, Earache Records, I mean, they fucked that up, dude, when they put out that Transformers ass looking cover. What the hell is this shit? Then they put that in the 90s. I own that version too. I own that. I own a 12-inch of that, and I own a picture disc of that, and then I own the CD pressing of that with just the logo on the cover. That looks like dog shit. Again, what I tell you, dude, boots are best. Boots are fucking best. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of shitty bootlegs out there. Good news is a lot of the shitty boots. I'll give you a little bootleg history if you kind of know, and metalists that collect them know. a lot of the shitty, really shitty bootlegs, as far as look, not always sound-wise, some would sound good, was a lot of the heavy metal bootlegs by the big bands when they were coming out in the 80s. So if you got like an Ozzy Osbourne bootleg, a Black Sabbath bootleg, an AC/DC, you would get it, and the cover art and shit wouldn't even have a logo, would have nothing to do with the band. Because when they press it, they were afraid the plant would notice it and would bitch and not press it. So you just had the audio. So they looked like dog shit. Some of them would sound really good, though. So those boots were kind of shit, at least from an aesthetic standpoint. And then the 90s and stuff, when metal was starting to come out, like more underground metal, but even bigger stuff. But it had, whether it represented the band or not cover-wise, is a lot of it was pressed in Brazil. And that plant closed. I remember that plant closed. I heard about it. There was a rumor, well, not rumor, I guess it was true. Heard about it in the early 2000s. I remember hearing about it. I'm like, good. Dude, their vinyl was dog shit. You would get it in. I had a Sarcophago boots. The vinyl, it feels like it's going to break. It's so flimsy. You'd have these little bumps occasionally, and it would pop every time it hit that bump. Dude, they were famous as fuck for this. So the vinyl quality was dog shit and a half. The covers were always shit that had no spine. But that stuff doesn't exist no more. Those plants don't exist. So ever since then, so you figured probably about 2005 up, boots, I would say 70% of the time, they're good. They're great coming out. Now, there are some, you're always going to get some shitty ones where people don't know what they're doing. Like, for example, sometimes back, especially in the 90s, you'd get a Slayer boot or a Merciful Fate boots. This is how you know a poser put it out. And, dude, let's say it's like a 1984 Slayer show, and it's got a photo from, like, Diabolus and Musica. Like, what are you doing, dude? It's not even the same lineup. They're 20 years older than they were. King Diamond, like, you'll get a goddamn Merciful Fate bootleg, Don't Break the Oath era, and it's got a picture of King Diamond from House of God era. I've seen it. I'm like, dude, this is total poser shit. What are you doing? Those are shit. And to be honest, those boots I don't buy when I see crap like that. I'm like, this is just junk. This is just cash grab junk. But when it's done and done well, they're fucking awesome. So, but 2005 up, you were more likely to get something goddamn good. But the Morbid Angel Abominations, like I said, I don't own a very original. That's a fucking awesome metal masterpiece to own. And also another one too, because it's very hard to get. The original, DAWG owns it, of course. Running Wild, Gates to Purgatory picture disc, where the Gates of Purgatory finally. I wanted to see someone do it. Finally, got reissued. Like, what was it, last year? So I think, was it High Roller Records? I think it was High Roller Records. Looks nice as fuck. Comes with an outer cover, and it's the album cover as the picture disc, because the original is just the logo. You know, the Running Wild's pentagram logo. It's that, and the back is just like the track listing. It's kind of half-assed looking, but it's hard as fuck to get. I got mine on eBay for $200 years ago. We're talking the early 2000s, and it was hard to get then. So I think that's a really cool one to own. You know, metal history. I would say those, goddammit. Make this goddamn last one. It's from an anonymous. He said, prefer to keep my name anonymous, you can. No problem, homeboy. Oh, it's a paid goddamn question too, though. So we can do whatever the hell you want for goddamn Paysky. It's a daily viewer here. Love the channel, brah. Keep doing what you do. That's the goddamn plan. How would you rank the legendary 80s death metal album debuts from the following bands? Possessed, Death, Morbid Angel, Obituary, and Autopsy. So he wants me to rate the first album by each one of those in order, as far as what I'm assuming that's what the question is. That's how it's coming out to me. Rate each one of those in order from first to last, as far as which ones I like the most. That's pretty close, but I could do it. I could definitely do it. Without a doubt, Morbid Angel. And I don't care if you count Abominations or Altars. Even if it is Abominations, that's still my first. And if you count Altars, it's definitely my first, because Altars is my favorite. But I like Abominations more than all the debuts of those. So, yeah, Morbid Angel. Pick which one you think is the first. I would go Death, Scream, Bloody Gore next. Possess, Seven Churches. Autopsy, Severed Survival. And then Obituary, Slow Your Rot. That's my favorite in those orders. Not that Slow Your Rot sucks. That's a fucking goddamn masterpiece. But it's just in order, those what I would say, if I had to pick, that's the ones I enjoy the most in goddamn order. So I guess, yeah, put your 5 in order, what you think. I mean, but a real metalist likes all fucking 5 of those, goddamn regardless. He knew. I mean, none of them are turds. So there's no right answer. You could put it completely reverse. I did. I'm like, that's acceptable. These are all fucking masterpieces. Fuck. Legendary, timeless albums that all real metalists will be listening to 50 years from now. Twink Corpse, of course, not. That's not a thing too. All 5 of those albums that we just mentioned, all 5 of them, Twink Corpse and Slaughter to Gay Veil, Motionless in White, all them fools, the bands and the fans themselves are all. That's where it all started, homie. Like, what are you talking about? That's literally like being like, I'm into rock and roll, bro. Elvis, who? That's what you sound like. Scream Bloody, what? That's them, because I can guarantee you vast majority of them don't fucking know it, exceptions to the rule. Of course, there's some. Go to a Slaughter to Gay Veil show, take a goddamn, set up a fucking booth. You're going to fucking ask each person that scans their ticket, scan their ticket, welcome in. Hey, hold up. Yo, homie, Scream Bloody Gore, what is it? Huh? The correct answer will be like, First Down by Death. If that's not their response, or a death metal record, something of those likes, they knew what it was, and Scream Bloody Gore. Oh, let me get that goddamn cum on my fucking throat after that dick I was just blowing in the goddamn parking lot. They have any answer than that. They don't know what it is. And out of the fucking 1,000 people plus at a Slaughter to Gay Veil show, I'm willing to bet, let's say there's 1,000 just for simple numbers, I think 850 wouldn't know. So 15% would know. Those are some pretty pathetic ass fucking goddamn stats if you ask me. Meaning fake metal poser goddamn garbage. Comments, questions, you know what we're gonna do. But the goddamn scans by the morning. Don't forget them goddamn Badeskis. It's in the goddamn description box. Send it to that goddamn email. Pick up your goddamn Dead by Dog ticket while you're at it, of course, and get your goddamn J-Dog slogan shirt. All in the description box. Bubbles, if you can't figure it out, ask Mama to hold your hand and help you. Later, goddamn it.